Thank you so much for what you guys are doing in there. My God, we need more of you. All right, who's our next speaker? Oh, he's back here. My God, I love this guy so much. He's a historian. He may or may not be from Massachusetts. I'm not sure. For something that rings a bell. He's spoken at many of these, but for those of you who haven't heard his speech, he is bringing it. He's like a pastor. You're going to hear Grayson a little bit too, like preaching, like from the podium, from the heart, from the feet, from the roots of your feet up through. And so let's get Brandon up here. Brandon Gauthier, there he is. I mean, that's an entrance too. There's a mic right up there for you. Bring it down, Brandon.
Happy Labor Day! I love this energy. I feel it in the pit of my stomach. Do you feel what we're doing here today? Now you will forgive me if I am especially loud. I invite you to do the same and to think about what we're doing here today, to stand up for democracy, to stand up for human justice, to say that the Constitution of this great republic is non-negotiable. In solidarity with the working men and women of the United States of America, my name is Dr. Brandon Gauthier. I am a father, a son, a husband, whose conscience compels him to be here with you today. I have a few things I want to say that I view as inherently nonpartisan. Issues that arise beyond issues of ideological difference. On this day we gather to pay homage to the working men and women of this country and to say that how we treat our workers is not about Republicans and Democrats. It's about the very character and soul of a nation. I say to you that how we treat working men and women is about the promise of the American dream. It's about offering pathways of socioeconomic mobility to all people of this great land, no matter their situation, and it's not up for negotiation. We are here to honor the people from the post office who deliver the mail in the cold and the heat alike. How about our medical professionals? How about our nurses, day after day, who work tirelessly? The nurses who take the time to be kind and hold a dying patient's hand because it's the right thing to do. Because it's the right thing to do. The truck drivers who week after week drive hundreds of miles so our store shelves remain stocked with food. How about the buildings and grounds custodians who make facilities like this work in the first place? How about the police officer who intervenes courageously to stop an act of violence in our streets and keep us safe? This flag, fix this flag for me, will you? Help me with this. Because it's not going to go on the ground today, and it's certainly not going to go on the ground in front of us. Because just to be clear, what we're doing today is the most patriotic thing that we could possibly do. This is the spirit of the American Republic. This is it. How about the teacher who works day after day to inspire students to believe that each one of us matters for this republic? These workers are too often treated as invisible rather than held up and valued is the linchpin of our democracy. It's these workers who make it all work in the first place. It's these workers who make this great land. And I'll say it again. I believe in a greatness of America that you represent and that people who work tirelessly day after day represent. And we're not backing down for them. We see them. We hear them. And we will fight for them. Come what may, come what may. I want to take a few minutes and I want to speak as a historian about the context, historically, of labor unions. Because here's an important fact for you that rises above ideological differences. Labor unions built the American middle class. That's a fact. Do you think that a 40-hour work week is a good thing? Do you think that a minimum wage that someone can actually live on is indispensable to the thriving of our communities? Do you think that family and sick leave is not up for negotiation but is a fundamental fact of any thriving community? Do you agree that men and women who work hard for decades on end deserve a comfortable and safe retirement that they have earned over the decades? I say yes! That's a fact. Labor unions built the American middle class and are an indispensable linchpin of our prosperity. There are some who would have you believe that this issue of labor, that this is a partisan issue. Historically, that is not necessarily true at all. There have been Republican presidents and there have been Democratic presidents who have recognized the indispensability of labor unions for a prosperous and functioning economy. President Theodore Roosevelt had the courage to say the truth that if workers don't have a seat at the table, they can never hope to get a square deal. It was Theodore Roosevelt who said that labor unions, as a Republican president, we're bringing down the thunder, friends. We're bringing down the thunder. I'll hold this state flag and gladly fly it all day long. Hey, by the way, while we're on the issue of New Hampshire, I'll come back to TR momentarily. We always hear this point of live free or die that we're all proud of. Do you know what came before that from General Stark? There are fates worse than death. Live free or die. It was President Franklin Delano Roosevelt who said that a free and independent democracy must have free and independent labor unions. That's a fact. Before I step aside here in a few minutes, I want to say a few words about the state of American democracy today. And here's where we are. This republic, this great experiment in human freedom, whatever its flaws, whatever its past hypocrisy, it is up for grabs. The future of this republic remains unwritten. And we are all here today to say that we will struggle through peaceful, nonviolent resistance to make sure that the story of this great land has not yet reached its peak. And let me tell you something else about this great land. We are the inheritors of a legacy of standing up to tyrants. That's what we do. On the count of 3, I want to hear your voices roar. Even maybe louder than you're going to roar for Bernie. He's okay with this, all right? He's cool with this. What we're going to roar is we're going to say no to tyrants in this land. No tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants.
No
That's right.
tyrants.
That's
No
what we do.
tyrants.
That's
No
what we do.
tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants. No tyrants.
I love that I believe that would go on for 10 more minutes, because that's the energy of the crowd today. Hey, how about this? There are examples everywhere of individuals like us doing whatever we can do. Whoever you are, whatever your resources, whatever your professional context, ask yourself, what can I do to stand up for issues that are inherently nonpartisan? The Constitution of the United States of America. Because right now, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook says, I will not bend the knee to a White House that interferes in the historically nonpartisan Federal Reserve. That's right. CDC Director Susan Monterez says, I will not betray science for ideological ends. And speaking of both Republicans and Democrats, let's not forget Liz Cheney, who had the courage to stand up for what happened on January 6th and tell the truth. Liz Cheney said, I would rather give up my seat from Congress of Wyoming because it's more important to me to keep my integrity. That's a fact. That even as the president joked, about dragging her in the most disgraceful of manners. We're going to put her in front of a firing squad. Did Liz Cheney back down? No. She said this individual cannot be trusted to uphold the oath of office to the Constitution of our country. That's a fact. Now you will forgive me for bringing John Bolton into the mix, whatever his many sins. But even John Bolton, as the FBI raids his house, says, I will not be silenced. That's a fact. My final words to you as we stand up for issues that we will not compromise on, do not forget the larger points of principle that we must continue to appeal to people on in good faith, no matter where they come from, no matter their ideological affiliation, because I repeat that this is about democratic governance, representation that is democratically founded, and we're not gonna back down. Here are my final points, and I'm gonna step aside. If this great republic, if it were, and our worst of nightmares, to devolve into authoritarianism, it could only happen from within. No foreign adversary could ever hope to conquer the steely resolve of our great and noble people. And there were past great leaders who thought about this. Abraham Lincoln said before he reached age 30, from whence, and I quote, from whence will the danger come? How could our republic collapse? Will some transatlantic giant crush us at a blow? No, never. All of the armies of Europe and Asia could not by force take a drink from the Ohio River in a trial of 1,000 years. No, never. If destruction is to be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. We as a nation of free men and women will live forever, or we will die by suicide. That's what Lincoln warned us about. I'm here today to say in conclusion that we, the inheritors of this great republic say that we decline to let democracy take its own life to satisfy the authoritarian whims of the person in the Oval Office. Are you with me? Look to the best who came before us. Dr. King, Susan B. Anthony, remember the heralded words of our founders that define the legacy of the United States of America. Disobedience to tyranny is loyalty to God. The Constitution, now and forever. And I will see you in the streets of Washington, D.C. when the time comes, friends. Thank you and happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day indeed. Happy Labor Day indeed. I don't know how to do that after. I don't know how to come up here after that. He had transitions. He said in conclusion. So, and furthermore, we're going to do some chants. Are you ready for some chants? Where's Kelly? You guys want that one again?